Why is his mech up there? Only Colo could have his mech in the skybox while he's on the ground. Look at.
Hey, dog, come on, go, go.
Oh my god, dude. Replay viewer working as intended forever. Like her mech is breaking up on entry. That's wild, dude.
Oh, I've never actually seen the animation what it looks like. Wait, it's kind of weird that it assembles with her in it.
I mean, I don't know, like, if this
I
position
don't
is
think that's
physically
what's happening.
possible. Yeah, I think it's just a frame. If I imagine if I unpause, it will just zoom in back down lower. Can even boost? I guess you could boost it that high. I don't physically know how you get in that position.
Okay, there it is.
Stupid, dude.
What? Well, that's why Diva can't crouch, because she's actually floating.
We have solved your secrets out, Blizzard.
Yep.
We see how you really coded Diva. Oh man.
Okay.
I'm ready to see Wally play, bro.
Oh, this isn't one that Wally's in.
No, I wanna get this over before his tournament starts.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. When is that?
And 45-ish minutes.
Alright, I'll keep quiet.
Or 35? No, it's fine. Like, I'm gonna plan on doing another one later as well. A bit more classy, classroomish one.
Wait,
If I
hold
can
up.
think of it.
What's in 40? Wait, what's in 45 minutes?
Wally's
Oh,
college team
Wally.
is doing a tournament on their Twitch. So it should be fun. Should be a fun time. Okay, so we are defending against double shield, double sniper, Babs in, so they got the range on us. Um, so we haven't seen double shield in forever. Um, this makes so like this makes things hard to start out with because our Ash is going to get zero value. She doesn't like you might as well just not see where Nux sits up there. It's kind of like no point, right? Because they have double shield, and they have two snipers, which we don't know quite yet. It's like it makes sense that he's sitting here poking. But well, we should know. So we should absolutely know they have double sniper, because of Sombra. So once Nox hears that, uh, we hear double shield, double sniper, right? Nox can't do anything from his position. Like he'll just never get a shot off, and he's out dueling two snipers. Uh, okay. So we can't go back and change because we could change to a brawlier comp and just only attack them at corners and just run through their shields. Especially with double sniper, they lose the if you attack them when they don't have good sight lines or be able to do their double sniper like they want. Uh, they're kind of in a bad spot. Like the one way to build to be double sniper is just to never let them get set up. You want to not let them have map control because they want to surround you and eventually just take you down and with poke and headshots that way. So attacking them as early as possible is what you're thinking for with what you're thinking of double sniper. Um, so can we do something like that here? Kind of, sorta. Like we're playing it looks like correctly. Like we can't engage too much closer. Now, like if we had really understood the situation, like double snipers both left side, we should charge. We should just run to this Orisa and kill her. Because what are they gonna do? They're like the thing. Remember, Ryan Shield can block only one direction, but they're both in the same direction. So Ryan Shield can absolutely block both these snipers, while the rest of the team just assassinate the Orisa and Bap. And then we just run onto them, and then we spawn camp them. So this is a
Could we
spawn camp
also
situation. Hmm.
could we also run back behind and take out the squishies as a team?
You could. Yeah, I would prefer. That would actually probably be the. I know. I was gonna say that'd be the safer bet, but they only have two here, so like either one's fine.
Right. Well, and
Um,
then they're getting free cart push, but then we have a chance to attack. Then we
yeah, no,
know
you win the
the
fight.
situation
Yeah.
and can go back and hold the first corner
Yeah,
instead.
I mean, no, you spawn camp. Yeah, after you win the first fight, you spawn camp this. You just hold one of these side, force them on the other side, and then just run over there. Like, what again? What can they do? Both snipers come out this way. Like, no, they're defeating the purpose of double sniper. Widow and Hanzo cannot take out Ryan Shield by the time you get there. So
If we lose the if Mercy happens to go down, do we swap Lucio too?
if you are able to still win the fight, if you don't win the
Okay.
fight, well, so like that. So yeah, Lucio would be better if we're able to hold and do the spawn camp and be able to chase like that. More than likely, they're either going to swap comp to counter your spawn camp, which is fine. Like you're okay with losing one fight and spawn. You won a fight and then
Yep.
lost the next fight and spawn. You're 100% okay with that. Um, but two, the other thing about Mercy is we have the Ash, right?
Right.
Um, so like that depends. That's also going to depend on how are we going to make Ash work if we have to stay with her, because
Hmm.
she can't run back and spawn. So we have to make her work somehow. And then we can just go back to basics there. We just want her in a spot where she can get consistent value. Um, uh, Someplace. And if we're so like if in the idea of spawn camping, there's only one direction, like there's two directions they can come out of. But we're hoping our game plan is to get them in one direction. So really, Ash can just kind of play with the team there.
Okay.
She's going to like there's not you don't want her off angling against double sniper because it's still a 1v2. Well, 2v2 still, but two snipers versus one sniper. So like it's still not ideal. Um, so yeah, she can just play with the team, and you guys just play super aggressive. Like you're playing for her dynamites at that point, not really for her shots. She can off angle when the team engages. It's going to be her best bet. That way, she's not completely focused by the two snipers. So Ash's
Gotcha.
movement will be like within the team, and then as the team engages, to push them back in spawn, she can like step out to the left a bit and then start firing.
Right. And if we
Which is
don't realize that, then if we're like, because this is something that we haven't really talked about is how to engage early on double shield double sniper,
mhm,
but now we're kind of talking about it. If we don't, like, let's assume what we're gonna do, which is like stay back and
mhm,
kind of let them set up, even though they never really set up a
right,
crossfire.
yeah,
Like, so one of the things that we probably need to like remind ourselves of is assigning duties to the snipers, so that
mhm,
if Nox if we're gonna let them set up, then Nox needs to know which one he's looking at, so that Phantom can be bugging the other one,
mhm,
right?
yeah, Phantom
Okay.
and or Diva as well.
Right.
Yeah. And that's going to it's basically going to be how or what positions the snipers take, because you want
Hmm.
Nox to take on the person that can't be easily accessible by Sombra or Diva. So
Okay.
like it's you're looking for that. You can't really assign a name to like you're on this person no matter what. Because they
Right.
could they
Okay.
could have because ideally you would have Widow up here and then Hanzo here because you want Hanzo facing the shield because he can actually do some shield damage.
Yeah.
So like you want Hanzo to be in the more brawlier position. But they could have Widow here and then Hanzo up there and right and Nox will be trying to fight the Widow here and it's not gonna work out well.
Right.
Um, so like you would absolutely want like if Hanzo's in here then Diva and Sombra can deal with this potentially. They have a shot at dealing with it at least. But Diva is in a much Diva and like Sombra can't get up here easily. It takes too long, and then Diva has a much harder. She has a bigger risk because of flanking. Like she'd be off angled slash flanking behind the enemy team. There's
Right.
Halt, there's Sigma Rock, so like, and it's too much for her to like. It's just too risky for that. So you might as well just let your Ash handle this duel, and you want Diva and Sombra on the easier ground target if possible.
Okay.
In this situation. So that yeah, so yeah, so we're just looking at their movements and then judging off of what they do there. And all this is we don't care about their tanks.
Right.
Like we because you ideally they're playing at a distance because there is a sig. So and Orion does not want to do that. So Orion wants to hold corners so he can back up and regen a shield and then as well as stop cart. So like he's cart duty, unfortunately. Like he's just stopping the cart and living as long as he can for Sombra, Diva, and Ash to do their job. So now
Do
it's
we?
uh
Sorry, I'm gonna keep asking questions if that's
uh
cool because
yeah
I'm just like I'm
yeah
curious about this.
yeah
At this point, the Ana doesn't seem to make much sense to me
mhm
because like the only thing that we are dealing, I mean, essentially what we're dealing with, right, is either one shots or
uh
damage that's hitting a lot of people with as far as like Sig Mouse 1 and Orisa Mouse 1.
mhm
So would it make more sense to if we know the comp to run a Moira?
um
I mean, you lose the
uh
utility of the antis, but the antis aren't going to help us much unless we are able to engage on a tank. And Moira
yeah
suffers from the same problem, or I mean, Ana suffers from the same problem as the other snipers that the shield get. If they put a shield in front of me, I'm basically
and which
useless. Like I can
Sigma
push through
would
it.
probably be doing. Sigma would either be
Yeah.
shielding off the Orion or shielding off our Ash, which would definitely pose a problem. Um, I think so. Like you don't want Mora because these fights could last fairly long.
Right.
And you're not going to get coalescence off of just healing a Reinhardt and on occasion Diva.
Right.
Um, so Ana is better in in that regards. But
Well, and I can
she,
get the sniper if Taco has to go to someone else. I can get on Nox and make sure that he's
yeah,
healed.
yeah.
Okay.
But so like she is a decent pick. But as usual, like when we're thinking about these kind of picks and you know uh who to like the advantages and disadvantages of people. We've kind of seen that Moira is pretty much out. Ana
Yep.
is middle of the road. Like the cons you've listed are certainly cons and should be respected. She can't like her utility is too dependent on what the enemy team does.
Yeah.
Like you want to run someone that you will be at advent will can do value no matter what they do. Like so, even if they put a shield behind Reinhardt, you can still do something. Even if your Mercy has to leave, you can still do something. Uh, but the shield
Yo, what
behind
about a
Reinhardt,
Zen?
yeah, right. Because Zen can do
Yo.
like he can do everything. Like he can
He
do
can do
shield
shield
damage.
damage.
He can
He
orb
can
a
get the
sniper.
discords on.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
like the Mercy Zen would be, I think, the best
Ooh.
here.
That would be nasty too.
Yeah.
Because once a discord goes, if Nox is getting damage boosted and there's a discord on one of the snipers, that's a body shot kill, right?
hmm Yeah,
God.
I don't know the math, but I assume it is. Yeah.
Let's see.
30% plus.
30%
What's this?
plus
That'd be
30%.
60%. Yeah.
60%.
Okay. And to
Let's see
whatever
what a
Ash
body
does.
shot is. Dude, that would be. I mean, that would break their comp right there. What the
It
hero
would
did.
it'd be scary for sure. Like and Zen does like it's like Zen just does all the jobs decently well enough to where like yeah you would choose him over the Ana.
Um, with zero fallout, it's 80 damage per bullet. 80 times 60%.
Yeah.
So 0.6. Oh, I have to actually
Yeah.
80 times 0.
And then you add that to
Or
the
it would
80.
be one. Yeah, so it's 100. Yeah, it's not quite. It's 128, but still
128. Yeah.
two body shots is game over for the sniper,
Yeah, and I
who was
mean
probably expecting to have enough time to do one.
yeah, and it's still like it's still good. You could like Discord on the tanks is probably the least value, but something like that still like scares the tanks enough to where maybe Laverne's just a bigger threat now if Sigma is discorded. or
Yeah.
Arissa's discorded, he fire strikes a swing or two, and now she has to gold, and then he just backs up. And now Arissa's scared because she has no golden. So like that's something. And then if you see the Hanzo, Sombra and Diva will kill that Hanzo if he's discorded. So like that, like the discords on, especially the Hanzo, maybe not the Widow, is a good threat. Because
Yeah.
Sombra now potentially wins that duel if she gets the sneaky decloak onto him and he doesn't know she's there. So like
True.
that's a really good advantage to have. So yeah, and Harmony Sombra to help win that duel in case he has to take a shot and hope it's not a headshot. If it's a body shot, then he's okay. Maybe he can take another body shot. Um,
Yeah.
like so, yeah,
Wow.
Zen just does every job. Like his utility is more used than Honest. She won't have nade, she won't have sleep, so she only has M1, and and then that's shut down just by Sigma holding right click. So yeah, like
The
Zen
the
is
only
just everything.
the only problem is because we're on defense, he's a hard turn in one direction, right? If they run dive, then all of a sudden we're kind of
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
that's
I
attacker's
have
advantage. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. That's just attacker's advantage. You that's why meta, quote unquote meta, is just this comp handles just about every situation really well. That's
Right.
what makes a comp meta. You could always break a meta comp. We've always been able to break a meta comp um, by a comp that does one thing really well and just playing it really well. But the meta comp will be able to not let you cap the full points because it's pretty good at at everything. And you don't have to lose all economy, but like someone else would have to like swap to change to this
Yeah.
one-sided heavy comp and lose all economy. So like, yeah, you're probably not going to finish the map against a meta comp that's running really well, but you could still like break it. Like if you started out on it, you could probably get close to finishing the map. Um, but yeah, so like that's why like these comps, these are they get to swap dive and just break us if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But so
They don't.
I like running mini comps. And that's just attacker's advantage, and that's just what it is. Like you get the same advantage when you're the attacker,
Yeah.
so it's fair. Uh, so yeah, that's a good discussion. Um,
I guess the middle ground between like Moira and Zen, if Moira being the least optimal, Zen being the most optimal, would be Baptiste, who can still
mhm,
do
mhm,
decent damage, has a little bit of sustain power for the Rhine,
mhm.
and can maybe heal
Yeah, yeah,
maybe heal the
yeah.
Nox.
Yeah,
But then like you're kind of stymied by the fact that there's nothing to help the DPS do anything.
right.
He's kind of just
Exactly.
there to keep Laverne up and let Diva go to
Exactly.
him when he's done. Okay.
Yeah, his kit is somewhat used but not fully utilized, and that's what makes a meta hero. Is can you use their full kits?
Yep.
Uh,
So the answer
cool.
is we just run Zen in every comp
I,
from
I
now until
well,
the
I've
end of time.
been saying that forever, man. There's a reason why Zen has always just been good. He's the most balanced hero in the game. Right? So like if we so like this is their fault and good on Nox to capitalize on their snipers aren't mid, so I'm just gonna uh keep putting damage up front and then good on Phantom to attack from the behind. So like like that with utilizing what they gave you guys won that fight. Oh, I assume, I don't know. You guys took advantage of what they did, which is very poor double sniper positioning and double shield positioning. Like I have no idea why Sigma is over there. Um,
It looks like they're trying to set up an off angle for the Widow, like we do
yeah,
with the Kree on Oasis.
yeah,
It's
but
like
Sigma doesn't need to be in there. Like
yeah,
you would do that rotation when you already push cart to this choke to this corner. Then you just slide your team in here and then off angle. But they did it from the get go, and that allowed their Orisa to die. So like you just have your Orisa or Sig just ride cart, and then you do the off angle. And so like you have to ensure that you get to this spot first, and then you do the off angle.
Mhm.
And you know they didn't safely ensure it. So the off angle's fine. It's just they did it at the wrong time and then just improperly. Yeah. Phantom has to get better than that. We've been talking about it. He just cannot die like that.
And then this is where I look directly into the eyes of the widow.
Oh, I see it.
Look at that. You see that?
Yeah. The Spider-Man meme.
It's the
Except...
or it's the and this was when I realized I had fucked up. I know. I'm trying
yeah.
so hard to
I like
LS.
I like what you're doing. You're doing your job while evading. Like that's the APMs we're talking about. So that's that's huge. Like it's still really good. So
I do it again and then she gets me in about 5 seconds.
she's
But
going
like,
to. If you give her enough chances, she will. Yeah, she will down. So this sucks because we lost our backline pressure in Sombra. So like this is why they're able to even if Sombra was still alive and being able to one, the Sigma probably died because he would have decloaked and killed him and then just left. But now you can see their Hanzo's going to get or try to get the high ground. So like this is the space that they are trying to get and that we can't let them have. But you know we're in the situation. Could we get the Sigma? I think that was good of Taco to look over there and warn that Hanzo was there.
yep.
Alright, so like remember what we're thinking here absolutely is just want to minimize the space that we're giving them. So let's see if real quick we could have because they're getting a lot of space, and that's because our Ryan had to fall back and he was feeling pressure. But let's see if he actually could have stayed because this corner is really valuable. Oh, that Discord sucks. Yeah, like right now, he doesn't need to give space. You guys are fine currently. We're down Sombra, but he doesn't necessarily need to give the space. Their wrist is dead. Sigma's low. Hanzo's main, so he can just shield the Hanzo. Like they have Babs in, so like a lot of poke, but like this is the bed that we made picking this comp, and they ran this comp. But it is like if you're gonna like if you wanted to ensure that you survive, backing up is fine. We just have to when this happens, when we back up, you have to realize backing up means giving them space. So we're playing into their advantage, which is fine if you know we still work with that. We need to make sure like okay, our responsibilities have to be clear now. Like who is in a dangerous spot currently that we need to go deal with, right? So that Hanzo is about to be in a very power position spot. The Widow's not so much of a threat. She's inside. We don't really care. But that Hanzo, it really needs to get dealt with. So this is a Nox and Colo go-getter kind of deal. And Sombra, if she was able to. If he goes to high ground, Sombra probably won't be able to do it. So Sombra can keep on farming all charge here in the back, like on this Orisa who's coming back from spawn. Just keep on farming EMP here. But this Hanzo is now in a power position, right? We have to gotta realize when they're in power positions, and that's the threats. We have got to deal with this Hanzo right now. Like Colo needs to be going, right? Like Nox shouldn't have to like don't let Nox have to take a fair fight, right? Fair sniper fight. Just like go give him help if you can. Like he goes now, but it's a bit late. That's fine. Gets a kill on the bat. Nice. So like cool. Like now we go retake the space. So yeah. Now like we could see we have the power position back. Our sniper's in the power position. And we're up in this fight. So like the momentum has shifted for us. So we go take the space back, go suffocate the rest of their space, right? In this fight, ending the fight for double sniper is ending. Is you can just cut off their space and the fight is kind of ended because their threat is minimalized. So go take that threat back. We are down our Ana, so you have to be a little bit safer. Remember, the double sniper. They can't really kill a tank. Not with the shield. Not a tank who has a shield. So like we can be aggressive here, and Mercy goes heal mode at this point. Our Ana's dead, so we've talked about with the main supports. When your flex support is dead, you go heal mode to pick up the slack. And yeah, so this is Pocket Laverne. Help him retake the space. So we as a team need to know we got to retake the space back. Like no reason not to push up to this choke, right? Just push up to the choke. Cole's got the right idea. Like go, yeah, go. Take that. Right. Yep, let's do it. Cool. So yeah, we ended up getting there. Good stuff. All right, so same thing. Like it just starts over. We hold this choke.
That super jump.
He did super jump?
Yeah,
Did he
that's
actually
what it
super
looked
jump?
like.
Pog, dude. And keep replay viewer.
Working as intended.
Already.
Maybe he just Guardian Angel, but it looked like he couldn't see.
Oh, super jump. Yeah.
No, that's a super jump.
Yo. Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, we got all the Mercies super jumping out here.
Bro.
Time to raise my APM.
So yeah, if we ever see a double sniper like this is just easy clap. This is we don't even have to play the game.
Just
So
collapse onto them.
well, if we had
Or just
Lucio,
hold
sure.
that space.
Yeah, just either hold. Yeah, if you have Lucio and you're pretty brawly, sure. Like we're not brawly, so we can't quickly end the fight if we push into them. So if we're playing like play to your comp's weakness, or to your strength, sorry. And just hold the space. Yeah, just hold the space. Don't let them get the grounds that they want. The only high ground they can get are over here and down here, and you're okay with that. Ryan is perfectly safe right here. And then Ash can take the duel here, and Sombra can go help with that duel maybe if she feels like it. And uh, so yeah, like or help with the sniper down here, whichever one she feels like she can get to, based on the situation. But yeah, like you're just suffocating space is all we're thinking against snipers. Just suffocate their space. And so like Nox, both snipers are this is a 1v2 in a sniper duel, right? You don't want to take this, so just don't peek. You're cool. Just don't peek. Just wait. Just hold the smallest angle you can, and like just you know remember you only want to take the fight with the person you were dueling, right? Here you're taking the fight. If you peek out here, you're taking the fight with the duel. We're taking the duel with both snipers, right? So just don't do it. And plus they have Sigma shield, right? So technically you should never get a shot off. So yeah, just don't fight this. We're cool. So huge. Now that single sniper became one sniper. So now, if you want to, we can go take the duel. I still wouldn't recommend it because a good Sigma will just walk you off, and then now they have a free shot on you. They have free shots on you. So, but like this is different. You can now think about, hey, where's the Sigma shield placed? Do I actually have a shot at killing this other sniper? So I'll leave. That's an in-game read play, but that should be the train of thought here. We're backing up, no reason to. Like, this is double sniper, we cannot give them space. We do not want to give them space. Giving them space and decreasing our space makes our sniper weaker, right? Our sniper wants the space. Oh, he's using card for protection. That's, I think that's fine, actually. You're still holding that same space. Phantom's getting ganked. Phantom is so ballsy, dude. Freaking dueling a Hanzo. That's yeah, so that's not good. We lost our black line pressure. They're going to be back before we are because we had the last death. So now we're giving space a bit. No, we're good. Yeah, no, Nox, that's why we want to have space, right? Nox, our sniper puts our sniper in the power position. So make sure you have the Hanzo accounted for. Nice peel. I think you guys were in comments like yelling at where's the Hanzo, so I think you guys fleshed him out, I think. So that was good comms there.
There we go.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about that. So that was really good. That's a huge stagger there. All right. So again, like look at where they're positioned. We're okay. We don't even have to take this fight. We don't care. It's there. They have to do something if they want to win this. If they want to win the map, right? So we don't have to do anything. They have to do something to break us. We don't even have to break them. Yeah, like this is we're okay if this happens for the next minute and 30. We don't care. But we do have EMP, so like let's act first, right? We do have ults. I was thinking just in neutral, we don't care. But we have EMP and we know that they have ults because they haven't used any. So yeah, we should totally act first. EMP bomb, EMP shatter, whatever. We want to say Bob here just because Bob is a point presence ult, a presence ult, a space presence ult. So just you want to use that if you need to buy time for something to happen. So in general, so that's like what you kind of use Bob for here. If we feel like Laverne is being too pressured, his shield's broken, or he has to back up, you can use Bob as a Laverne, right? And have Bob hold that corner. and for Laverne so he can get his resources back, get healed up, and then come back. And when Bob leaves, he retakes that corner, and we have never technically lost that corner because we always had someone on our team there, a tank-ish person on our team there, right? So that's what you're thinking about Bob here. But yeah, we should totally act first with this with EMP. Yeah, Phantom, get your button in there and EMP them, and let's go. Not now. Phantom, you're peeking that doorway. Why? Why'd you just pop sides, dude? Don't do it. Alright, so they're trying to take space. So yeah, he just lost a sniper duel. I think it was I don't know if it was a 1v2 but or a 1v1, but yeah, he just lost a duel and that happens. So like now we just look at what's happening. They're taking the space, and that puts them in the power position. Our Ashe is about to lose space, but here, if we can help it, we want to try not to let this happen. So Diva, we want no matter what our snipers to be in power positions if we have any way to control that. So Diva should go up there now to go help and keep that space if possible. Sombra's there too, so like Sombra should also help. So yeah, like Diva should absolutely be up there right now. Yeah. So this is them acting first. Well, we lost the sniper duel, which forced us to react. But we could have solved all that by EMPing them first. But still, like, positioning-wise, we seem to have held that really well and did what we wanted to, but I do feel like that's kind of about accident, just because we haven't talked, like, more in depth about uh, double sniper and spacing and stuff. So I kind of feel like, I mean, you guys probably just felt it and did it on instinct. But that's logically how you would go about it, what we've talked about now. What's up?
So I've kind of had this thought when
Mhm.
we've been playing some of these teams lately. Like Valkyries are different because they're like our little brother scrim partner
Mhm.
in some ways. But like this team was supposedly higher SR than we are,
Uh-huh.
right? But we're not exactly. I mean, maybe we're outcalming them in some respects, but we're not terribly outcalming them. But we're out mechanicking them pretty hard in the neutral,
Mhm.
right? Like that seems really strange to me because we don't talk about mechanics on this team.
Right.
That's just
But
weird
you
to me.
guys practice
Right.
mechanics all the time. Like, well, like, you know, four of you. You guys are pretty engaged in upping your skill just all by yourself. And that's a rare trait. Like even it doesn't
Okay.
even like diamond teams don't just grind their mechanics. Like they don't warm up for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Like some do. Like you when you get higher, you do start seeing that happen more, but still like teams just get on and play. And like they may get coached and VOD review and stuff, but like I don't know, you guys are on the upper echelon of people that as of teams I know that just individually grind out their heroes and
Okay.
actually learn their heroes. So like again, you guys aren't 2.1k. It's a travesty that you guys' average is 2.1k. And you guys are just smarter as well, which helps because like uh, a lot of mechanics, a lot of being able to out mechanic the neutral is putting yourself in the advantageous position to make the easy shots and to make your life easy for you. That's
Right.
what we talk about as support, and that's just everybody. You just like if you put yourself to where you can only get shot by one person, you're going to live longer. If you're hiding and using cover, you're going to live longer. And like it makes mechanics easy because there's less pressure on your shots because you're not also getting shot at and from six different directions. You're getting shot
Right.
at from one direction and things like that. So.
And all of that stuff, like the whole team being aware of that makes mine and Taco's job easier
Hmm.
too.
Yes, that's why like Alarm and like Funny Astra, like why their stats are so good is because also all of Philly is disciplined and good.
Right.
And same for Violet, Twilight, uh, Gangnam Jin, and whatever his support partner
Yeah.
is. So like it
We've
it
got
makes
two.
it makes it.
Case. Something like that. And And this is where things go downhill.
Yeah, this is the most coordination you have to have in Overwatch. So
Attackers incoming.
so yes, it is
Stop the
incredibly
payload.
difficult. All right, so
Are we? I'm
let's
sorry.
yeah
I don't know if you're about to go over this, but are we running Rhine here for point presence,
yeah. So I like
like
I
mobile point presence?
so like I had talked to like Laverne about a Winston swap would have been really nice. Um, and he didn't agree too much. I don't know if we didn't talk about it too much, but like he didn't. I don't. He said I don't think I wanted to run Winston there, but we could. But yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay.
I kind of did pros and cons. So like yeah, we have Sombra. All right, we have Sombra. We know what their comp is. Same thing. Um, so what? So what do they have that we don't? What do we have that they don't? Maybe. They have point presence. They have distance. What they don't have is like they don't have. Well, they have poke. Um, so they have really good shield break. They have poke. All of those things. Both those things Ryan hates. Um, what they don't have is like kind of an omnidirectional feel like we do. Like we could just go anywhere we want to, pretty much unseen, pretty quickly. Like as far as our Tracer and Sombra, and then Diva can get to anywhere that they can get to pretty easily. So like we can attack them from 10,000 different directions and collapse on them pretty easily. Um, so that's what we have on them, but they have poke, which really makes Orion a bit useless. On defense, it's fine because you want to stay. So point presence is fine, but on attack, you want to travel, right? So like Ryan on cart to a certain point against like if Ryan himself or if we had a tank line that had better point presence than their tank line, then sure, we could probably keep the Reinhardt and make it work. And we could have a support line that maybe helps both our flanker DPS and the strong tank line. So like Ana would be really good there as well. Ana's in, Lucio maybe Brig, maybe Moira as well. Like if the tank line is really strong and like that's something to consider. But because we naturally have a weaker tank line, like one, our diva shouldn't ever like against double sniper. A diva should just never really be on the front line. She needs to be helping with the snipers. So it's just Reinhardt versus Orisa Sigma, and technically it's Reinhardt versus Orisa Sigma, Baptiste, and maybe Hanzo. So like
Right.
you might as well not be Ryan, right? He's like his point presence is going to last up until here. And that's it. His usefulness has been exhausted when this corner is reached. Um, so like when so like so like how do we break their comp? They have like kind of so you kind of break down what their comp is like. They have really two static tanks who can't get back up to high ground. They have one support they can get on the high ground. They have two snipers that can get to high ground, and a Zen who can't when he gets dropped. So like they don't have a lot of high ground presence more than what we can have. Like we can choose, we can opt to. This is like kind of let's lean to one side kind of deal. Like with the Rhine, we're leaning towards a brawl E fashion. We're like 3/4 dive and then like a fourth of brawl here. But we could just straight up lean to all dive, right, and just ignore their Sigma and Orisa as much as we can, and just go straight for everyone else. Right, because like right now we're playing a bit of both, and I like you could argue that you can play both. That's always fine, but I would argue that the weightedness of the comp personalities is too much against one side. So like the weightedness of the point presence is too much against our Reinhardt, and of just their comp that you just can't run Ryan here. Like if we had something that dealt with poke as well as gave our Rhine uh really good point presence, then you could run both comp and brawl and dives. So like say if we had like a Sigma with Orion, just to hypothetically do this. Like, okay, you could consider running Ryan Sigma into this because Sigma can block one of the snipers off. He can block some of the poke, um, and then when he's doing that, maybe Ryan and Sigma could put pressure on the Orisa and back her up, right? You're outpoint presenting, whatever, presencing the enemy point presence. So
Yeah.
like that's a way where you take the attributes of the comps and figure out, okay, like how do we want to play this, and what can we get over on the enemy team, and that's one thing you can do. We can play that game. We want to play when we were a point presence team. We can play that, but we also want to dive. You can play that if you want. It's just a style. It's not right or wrong. It's just a style. We could go Sigma, and yep, shield off, shift your maybe Sigma eat your Rhine all the way into the Orisa and smash her in the face. We could do that, and at the same time, you could have Tracer and Sombra bothering the snipers and bothering the poke people. So like, as they're distracted, you're just smashing into the Orisa and killing her, right? Because you're no longer receiving that poke damage. That's something you could do. Like, if that's just what you feel like you can do that. Like, I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. Um, but another way you can attack it is just ignore the point presence altogether and go all the way into the back line. Is something you could also. That's just another style that you can play. Again, not right or wrong. I feel like that's the better style. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So I'm thinking we could have gone Monkey here and kept everyone the same. I think Zen's really good and Ana is really good into this. If it were a flatter map, no, I wouldn't. No, I was going to suggest maybe more as well, but no.
Hmm.
Tomber Tracer, this is too little for her to do. So I think Ana is the best pick. You could go Mercy's in. I think you lose a lot of what Mercy like. She's just not enough for her to do. Like, but if you want to play a Pocket Winston style, you can. It's it's not the worst thing because he can burst down. Like a Pocketed Monkey allows him to solo dive the Widow, Hanzo, or Zen by himself, and he doesn't need anybody else. And also you can get the Discord on that person. So like it's again it's a style. It's just but like meta is all about efficiency and good comps are all about efficiency. So you want to squeeze out every ounce that you can. Ana gives you both, and we already have a ton of omnidirectional potential. So like the Mercy might actually just be overkill. So we could go for something better like uh, long range, safe heals, and then the potential off angle for antis because again with omnidirection comes
Chaos.
chaos and they having to deal with the omnidirection, which means like normally double shield means no antis, but omnidirectional and chaos means very possible antis because they're going to be screaming and comms and confused. And Sigma shield has to go somewhere, and so if it doesn't go onto the Ana, that's an anti. It has like because the Orisa shield again, you turn the double shield that they have into one shield, and so that's an anti for Ana. That's an anti and a sleep. So like it Ana becomes very viable there, and so does Zen. Like Zen can also off angle and get Discord onto the wrist and Domer for a bit. So like it's very doable. So yeah, I think dive would work here. So like how would we? Well, I guess we can watch first and see like why we struggle. Yeah, I'll focus on that because that's really more what I want to talk about. But I would think dive is better here. So yeah, don't pick your snipers. Like, so what's going on here? The reason why Taco was able to be killed because the snipers have nowhere else to look currently. Like, they're not busy, right? You only want to peek as a support when they're busy. And Sombra, that means so yeah, I'll leave that there. How do we get them busy? Sombra, Tracer, Diva, right? So like you have to wait for them to engage, and then snipers, then supports can peek the sniper sight lines and help in that respect when they're busy, right? But you just don't peek double sniper. They're one shot potential. You just have to respect that. You have to pretend like every time you peek the sight line, you're dead. Um, so now, how do we get our Sombra and Tracer in position? Easy for Sombra because she's invis. You have to respect the Sonic. So like the Tracer, naturally Tracer hates high ground. So like, is it reasonable for her to expect Tracer to go up here? Not too reasonable. Like she could blink under here and go, sure. Um, but so like it's something she could do. I'm not like Tracer's the roamer. Like normally like the last comp the on the attack the defense that we were on. Sombra was a roamer. She could attack the either sniper who she felt she could get to. Now it's Tracer's the roamer because simply because that Sombra on attack has an easier time to get to wherever she wants. Um, versus the defense because on the when you're on defense you have to react to what they're doing, like as far as their positioning. Here we have a chance to just look at them and then decide where we want to path. So it's just naturally easier to go where you want to go because you're not reacting after the fact while stuff is going on. You're already planning before the fight. They're stationary. They're not like moving everywhere. They're stationary. They're set up so you can just path where you want to go. So Tracer just they're set up on high ground. That means no over Tracer. So Tracer's kind of just in the same vein as the support. She's just waiting for chaos to engage, so then she can create her chaos of her own wherever she feels like she can. Whether that's farming the tanks, you don't usually want to do that, but like it's fine because it's farming your tanks if you're going to play the Reinhardt. Release pressure from our Reinhardt because now the tanks have to give space. But ideally finding a squishy, so like bothering this BAP is really good. Forcing out his drone is really good. So like bothering this BAP would be a sign for Tracer, but you don't want to do it now, right? You want to wait until attention is taken because when attention is not taken, you're the only one that they're going to shoot, and so they're just going to kill you and they're going to focus you. So now this leaves Sombra and Diva. All right, so now we're down to Sombra and Diva. This poses a problem because they were 4 on the high ground, so it's a natural 2v4. Um, so it is a bit of an issue, but that's also where we have to remember what is Zenyatta's strength. He allows us to take spaces that we shouldn't be able to take because he has because of Discord Orb. Now it's still 4v2 or 2v4 with Discord, so like you guys do not want to go up ideally until a Discord is on a target, preferably a squishy, and you collapse on that squishy. But all you're doing is wanting to, again, it's in dive, like when we have Laverne on Monkey, we soft dive a lot to create chaos. It's just the same thing. It's a hard dive in the sense that Diva's using her boosters, but she's not committing. She's going in there, throwing rockets on the Discord target and collapsing on someone with Sombra. If you get the kill, great. But like you're thinking to go up there and you're leaving. Like it's okay. You just want to drop. You can drop down here and just be safe-ish, right? Like they're on high ground, so the best place to hide from people on high ground is underneath them. So you can just like Diva can just drop in LOS, right? And boom, guess what? We have an Ana. This is where Ana strength comes in. Diva can hold in a spot where Ana is safe and she is safe. So Ana can just hold in here. And anyone that wants heals from Ana, I can see, over there, and I can see underneath doorway, right? Boom, boom, boom. Ana's safe, and she's doing her job, and she's getting ult charge. And so after the initial soft dive, you're just judging what they're doing because they're going to feel pressure. Like Discord just if someone's low and they're squishy, they're going to feel the pressure and they're going to want to either stay or drop. So you have to just react. If they stay, guess what? One, if they stay, uh, you just go back up there and re-soft dive again. And then, so like, say if they play it perfectly, they're disciplined, they know that we have Discord, but it's still 2v4, we just hold our ground, fine. You're playing for ult charge at that point. You're just playing to get your Sombra EMP. You don't have to play for the kill, you're just building ult charge at that point, right? So another part of this comp and the objective is to build Sombra EMP. It's okay if our win condition is just build Sombra EMP. Long fights are good when we have Sombra. Long fights are excellent when we have Sombra. We are okay with that. We just want Sombra farming as much as possible. So that is an okay win condition. This makes this a very slow comp, but that's fine. That's again, that's just the way we chose, like the comp we chose. That's fine. That's what we like to do. So like we just play slow, let Phantom get EMP, and just keep causing chaos. Keep rinsing and repeating the soft dives, right? So that's okay. If they play this perfectly, that's fine. Just play for the ult. You're still going to be able to win point A within 2.5 minutes. So you're not going to really go into overtime. Remember, EMP is a team wipe, right? So like you're okay with just waiting 2 minutes to get the point. You're okay with that. You don't care. Um, all right, now let's say if they play it imperfectly. Let's say if they were pressured enough off of this high ground. So again, the objective of uh, just a map like this, escort, we want to push the cart. So like if they're feeling pressured to back up, that means we get cart push. So again, it's a win. We didn't win the fight, but we got space. It's a one. It's a win, right? And we just do it again. The second they contest card again, you just fall back to the next position that's safe. So they play here, right? Say if they play here, um, right? We want to keep this high ground if we can, because they can't. Remember, they're a immobile comp. They can't get back up here. If you guys notice that they walk back up here, you just full brawl into their team at that point, right? Because they're down however many are walking up the stairs. So like that's just an insta go. Um, so they can't realistically rotate back up to the stairs. So like we have this high ground now, so that high ground's safe. So now that gives our supports more space, and again gives their snipers less space. So we have to play this. We have to play this like again, just seeing what they can do. I imagine Widow would go up here, Hanzo would play with the game, play here, but ideally supports could rotate over here. Again, this is a safe spot for supports. They're safe from Widow, and they can still do their job. And look at that! Look at that possibly nice anti for Ana. Easy discords for Zen. Again, and that pressure would force them to back up, right? So like we're slowly taking over their space, and you can kind of this is sounding like dive, right? We're slowly taking over their space because we have three really mobile dive heroes, and we could also do the same with Winston and have just four mobile heroes, right? They're just slowly taking over the space and suffocating them, which is their double sniper. That's their weakness, right? We want to take away their space. You have to look at their weakness and know how to play against it and and see if we can take it away. Um, it's like we would push card I man to around here where the next fight would begin, right? And we just do the same thing. We set up, uh, you know, we see who can we pressure to create chaos. So let's just assume hypothetically, uh, no. Okay, gonna stick to the topic. So that's how we could break this. Let's see what we don't do though. So like, and also like feeding, like not feeding, but like this is why soft diving would be good right now. This is feeding in a sense. This is like what makes feeding different than just gaining all charge. When you're just gaining all charge, you're doing it with the purpose. You're like your Ana would get the same amount of all charge, if not more, if like our diva soft dove up there with our sombra, than just sitting there and taking poke. Our tracer took poke, right? So like that's feeding because we gained no kind of advantage out of it, right? Our Ana is going to get like 50, but we could have gotten 50 for Ana as well as 30 or 40 for Sombra, 30 or 40 for Tracer, 20 or 30 for Diva, and then maybe some for Zenyatta, right? So like we didn't accomplish anything by wasting our HP there. Like we got Ana Nano coming up, cool, but we could have 30 to 40s across the board. So like this is feeding, even like that random poke that we can't take, that's feeding. You want to be you want to be doing something and using your HP as a resource. And I just bring that up because like taking this damage again, it's not bad. Taking damage is not bad if your supports need their ults. So like taking damage is good. Going and doing something and being objective is good. Being proactive, it's good because it gives your on ult charge and your Zen ult charge. But you also want to maximize as much as you can. So that's why we should be doing something. Go soft dive them and then use that HP that you lost to get back up to give your on ult and your Zen ult. So cool, we go. but missed time, right? It's lack of communication. Nox is not there, Phantom is out, and now who are they going to shoot? They're going to shoot Colo. That's all they've got to shoot. Diva herself cannot create chaos in a 1v3. And then Zen's not okay. Zen's here, so we need to be getting a Discord. Like so, miscommunication happened. We mistimed, and we have no Discord. Do not do this if Discord is not applied on someone, right? Or you can do it if you believe that you can apply Discord to someone. So I'm not going to say that Zen should always go first because, right, if he goes first, no one's attention is taken. He gets his head taken off. Um, but so like it's up to the Zen and to the team to figure out can we get a Discord on this person. And that the biggest one is where is Six Shield. If Six Shield is not out, then yes, I can get a Discord on someone, right? So like you guys go first, I'll get the Discord onto Hanzo or Zen preferably, and then yeah, you guys try and murder. You drop down, your Ana heals you up, you do it again. And then at all that time, either Tracer is coming up and going in for the dive, that's fine, or she's bothering somebody, right? So that's what we're thinking. All right, so like look, that's what Colo did. That's feeding, all right? That's not just him. We've all done it so far, but that's feeding. But imagine if we had gotten something with it. Like this is good. Like again, losing HP is not bad. This is great. Um, just hold right here. Your Ana heals you up. Free sightline, like easy. She's safe, right? And you give her close to Nano. So like that's fine. Taking damage is fine. We just need to make sure we're taking damage for a reason. Yeah, so that's like feeding. But then this is just be disciplined about this. Guys, we lost someone. We don't have any advantage. Just leave. Just reset. Either that or like play in a way that we're only farming ults. Like this is a fight we're not taking anymore, unless there's a huge misplay by the enemy team. Like barring that, this is a fight we don't take anymore. Just reset. Like reset, get an ult charge, farm ult charge mode, and just kind of like soft reset here. Like I say that because Sombra is free to keep on doing her thing because we want her to have EMP, and if Tracer is safe enough, then she can keep doing her thing, right? But Tracer's the one that's a bit scary because she can't just get out like Sombra. So that's they made a misplay there. They left their Hanzo to die, and good capitalization, and so like take that win. We're still down, like we're even. We still don't want to we still don't want to rush this, right? Because we're down. We're still down our condition, which is make distraction, right? And uh it's just making distractions and making attacking from different directions. We don't have our diva. We got to kill, great, but our Tracer's not ready to go anymore. She's hurt. Our Sombra's not ready to go. She's in the back. Our diva's demeched, right? We got to kill though. That's great, but that doesn't mean go. That just means we take the win and the gift that they just gave us and just regroup our resources as quickly as we can and then go, right? But don't be impatient and just like we don't have to win the fight right now. The fight this means that they probably can't win the fight anymore. In the 6v5 they could. It's now a 5v5, so okay, they probably will just sit there as well. So both teams just sit here, regenerating resources, and then you set up again to do the collapse, right? So it's all just rinsing and repeating the collapse every time. Every attack should be rinsing and repeating a collapse. All right, that's bad. So again, the fight's not winnable anymore, barring some crazy mistake by them. So again, farm all charge mode. And don't die. Like, don't die is the key. If it's any threat you're going to die or major threat you're going to die, then don't do it. It's not worth it. You're just going to stagger the team fight and kill another 15 seconds off of your team's time. So don't put yourself in danger, barring a stupid mistake by them, right? So just chill. Just chill. Like, especially like our Sombra's not here, our Tracer's not here, right? We don't need to go anywhere. Just chill, right? Just farm ult. Like Laverne's fine. Alright. It's like, Ana, we could have rotated under here maybe, and we'd be in a much safer position. So like Toggle's in a good spot. Toggle's in a really good spot. Like I prefer like maybe a bit back here because I you would LOS yourself from that direction over there. But still, like this is the idea. Widow can't shoot you. You can still see the whole team, um, and you have access to their back line. So this is a really strong spot here. But the
I
idea,
think I was
uh,
trying to, and I was scared because the widow already had sight lines.
yeah,
too.
yeah, that's one of those we need to always be calling out where Widow is, because while they were to be fair, we never had a actual soft dive that took attention. Um, so like it's a bit disjointed, but ideally it would be we soft dive, their attention is taken. We call that they're rotating, so we would rotate.
Right.
You would ideally rotate at the same time as their team. So like, not sure what happened, but that's the ideal. So like, everyone be calling when the enemy team is rotating. If you soft dive, if your soft dive is really successful and they're threatening them off of the high ground.
Also, I threatened the
Yeah,
widow.
hey, I mean, alpha, right? So cool. We're feeling the pressure. That's fine. Oh, that's can't happen. So again, like, not dying is the biggest part of the soft resets is not dying, because now this is another 20 seconds before we can even do this, right? So now we've lost a minute. We just straight up lost a minute, right? We could have had 2 or 3 really good soft dives by now, and we would already have probably had nano and used it. Probably we should have had EMP. Like Shatter realistically is the only ult. Shatter and Bomb are realistically the only ults we wouldn't really have right now. Diva maybe because she should be part of these soft dives a lot. But still, like she's only soft diving like 1 or 2 people, so she may not get ult. But every other ult we should realistically have by now, right? But we're staggered. We've staggered I think 3 kills right now on ourselves. So like we can't set up. So patience. Realize the state of the fight. Right. Again, we fed. Like that's feeding Colo, right? That's giving them all charge. Like you went out you went out there and DM'd, cool, but like, right, we didn't accomplish anything, right? We're not. You should only be losing HP if you're soft diving, right? Yeah, ideally, like it's not going to be that cut and dry, but ideally that's when you're losing the HP, when you're soft diving or hard diving and committing. But just in these rounds, like why peak a poke comp, right? There's just no reason to. And you have a Sombra who doesn't care that they have a poke comp because she's invis. So like you have eyes on the field that can't be quote unquote can't be killed. So like let her tell you everything. No reason for anybody to peek here. All right. So we should be calling that they're back up top. Cool. Like they won the fight, so they're rotating as they should. So like good on them. Like snipers are still in bad positions. All right. So look at the arrows, Tracer. Look at the arrows. Widow's pointed towards you. Hanzo's confused, probably because you blunked past him, but Zen's pointed towards you, and I guarantee you Sigma knows you're there, right? All those arrows are pointed towards you because you're the only one attacking, right? Wait for the team. It's okay to sit in one spot and wait for the team, right? This is what we should be doing. It feels bad because we've staggered 3 heroes in a row. So that's why it feels like we're taking a lot of time because we can't ever get set up. So get set up. And your uptime will be better if uh, we stop dying and just wait patiently. Like it's ironic, being patient will allow you to attack faster. And really now we staggered a 4th hero, right? Again, like we have not had a soft dive yet. For 2 minutes we haven't had a soft dive as a team. And now a 5th hero. Like we've staggered nearly a whole team fight's worth. Well, not a whole team fight, a whole team's worth. That's 4 or 5 deaths, right? Now we're forced to regroup because everyone's on spawn. So that's something. But that's what goes wrong. All right, so they're set up like they were. So again, same thing. Let Sombra get set up. Uh, Tracer, you go wherever you feel. Bother whoever you feel. Like if you see BAP on low ground, you could even like just sit there and play with your team. Like it doesn't matter because like if the BAP's on low ground, you can double blink to him and try and kill him. While when Sombra and Diva soft dive up top, right? Like that's fine. You don't. You choose where you want to go. You can help with this dive, or not. Like that's you Tracer. You're the roamer. That's your job. It's your choice. So now it's like this puts us in a bit of a pickle because Widow has ult now. Like, so she can straight up by herself cancel this dive because now our Sombra's exposed, right? So like Widow ult is very dangerous when there's Sombra because it's 15 seconds that you can't do anything. Ideal, like you could still soft dive, but like your Sombra can't be in sight, right? She'll be late to the fight, so you can still do it. Not gonna say it stops you, but if it played perfectly, it stops you and forces you to reset because Sombra has a translocate out, or else she just gets chased down and killed, right? So like, Widow ult is very powerful against a Sombra. It could by itself waste 30 seconds, even though it's only 15 seconds long. Like Sombra's exposed, yep, she has to leave, right? Right? So, and almost get killed, and does get killed for her. So, again, that's 5 or 6 in a row. So we haven't had this whole point. We have not had a dive. But fortunately, the only ult that we do care about is Widow ult, and it's down. So like, this comp is still fine. All right, so we reset up. Oh, he's gonna get hit by the Venom Mine, isn't he? No. Okay. All right. So like, Tracer, you know, it looks like you're wanting to go with the dive team. That's fine. You're hiding there. That's fine. You're going. That's more of a Tracer thing. So like, it's fine that if you're wanting to go to the dive team, you're staging nearby. That's fine. But yeah, so like here we're thinking Sombra, get ready, Diva, get ready, Tracer, get ready. If you're Tracer, you're going up top. Zed, get ready for that Discord, right? That's what we're thinking. That's comms. Like, get ready, guys. We're going soon. All right. So Sombra decides to go fight the backline or fight the Widow up top, or no, she was trying to, I think, kill the map, right? Again, who are all they pointing at? Who are all of them pointing at? You, Sombra, right? Because no one else was taking attention, right? And now Tracer, she's left here if she gets spotted out in a 1v3, right? And we can't. Where's? Oh, Diva's inside our Reinhardt. Okay. I was like, where's Kodo? Okay. Right. So again, we solo diving people. That's no bueno. We're not poking though, which is awesome. Oh, we poke there. That's fine. Like this is literally what it is. We're staged. This is our staging, and we get staggered again, right? And that's because again, you can't have Tracer sit in the back, right? You have to let Tracer get in and do something, right? She can't sit because her recall takes her to the same spot. So like, we have to, if her Tracer's in, we have to go pretty soon, right? Or else she's in danger. She's not like Sombra, she can't just get out. Alright, so we're again setting up. I'm only seeing Uncharted, right? I have his Twitch on, or the Twitch on.
It starts at 1 Central.
Central? He's at EST.
Yeah, 2 EST, 1 Central.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Can you guys let me coach you?
30 seconds remaining.
I mean, are you not hearing the things that you're saying right now?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I kind of just, you know, say random things and hope they make sense.
Dude, don't stop.
Alright. So even now, like we're not set up to do much. Like, I guess, okay, it looks like we're setting up to do a bottom dive, which again is fine. Like, you don't generally want to dive Orisa, especially new Orisa. You don't want to dive. She got her shift buffed, I think. So like, you don't want to dive her, and BAP has drone, right? So that's not a good dive target. But it's something like whatever. Let's get to at least collapsing on someone first, and we'll do it better. I guess unless we're EMPing them, which is fine enough. It's still going to be really hard, but it's fine. And we have Discord, so like it works. All right, so we decide to go on the Orisa again. It's an okay choice. It's again, you can see like the trouble it poses our Diva, right? She could get halted, she could get rocked, could get shot by Hanzo, could get discorded. So like it does something. It's effective, but now it's just a more dangerous dive. Even though she's diving one person, it does put her, just by nature of off angle and flanking, it does put her at risk. But it's something, right? And this is like, I assume Phantom's gonna go on the Widow. No, but it is a very common thing where the dive, like the tanks will dive someone on high ground, and then the DPS like Sombra catches them as they die, as they fall down, and kills them on their as they're falling down. So that is also a thing. Um, but cool, like it did something. So we're making the move again. We're causing chaos. Like the Widow didn't want to leave. She's on the ground. Widow is in a terrible spot. She is uh like her threat is massively diminished here.
10
But like these three
seconds
on high
remaining.
ground though, like that's causing a threat. Right? Look at your supporters, right? They're scared and they should be. Like this is a I'm not peeking. There's a Hanzo Sigma and Zen in front of me. Good luck, guys. Have fun, right? Because they shouldn't be peeking into like they're scared and they have every right to be. That's why this high ground is really important to take. Because they can't leave. Like they can't go main. They can't go into the door. They're stuck, right? Cool. So like, but so even now, like this is what you're looking for. Like just look at this picture. You're surrounding them, right? This is what we've been trying to do this whole time. This is like we attack, like we do it a bit suboptimally, but we still do it, and it still works, right? Because it like they fall apart every time. Every time you guys do this, they fall apart. It's hard. Being attacked from 2 directions, 3 directions, 4 directions is not an easy thing to deal with. Like their whole thing is to not let you guys set up. That's what they want. But they let you set up, and look, like their back line is they're Bap and Widow. I assume we're about to get murdered.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Apagando las luces.
All right. So that little surround opened it up, right? And it could have been even a lot cleaner.
Apagando las luces. Overtime. The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Cool.
Personne n'est.
All right. So same thing. Um, like, yeah, the objective is still the same. We try and surround as much as we can. It's still possible. It's not impossible. It's definitely harder here, but it's not impossible. Not by any means. Diva can still get anywhere. Tracer is actually a bit stronger here because she now has easier access to the high ground, and then Sombra is still good. So like it certainly works. And then now Reinhardt is a better choice because of the enclosed nature of the spot. But Winston is also still decent if like Winston is still not bad. Winston can definitely work here because there's a lot of like the roof is uh, okay. Like you can like Winston has easy access to here, and then he's safe to access up here because of like just being able to path through this lower here and then jump, or even come outside and then jump. So like Winston is still can still work here. It's not bad at all. But Ryan is also made stronger by map geometry here. So we're down Diva. Let's just push card as much as long as we can. This is again, we don't take this fight. We're in farm all charge mode, barring they do something really stupid. All right. So we're just in farm all charge mode. So Sombra, just get that EMP. Tracer, if you want to farm, you can. Just make sure not to die. Right. The biggest thing, the biggest rule is not die. Do not die. Other than that, we're good.
Cease your resistance.
Right. So like as soon as we're in a bit of a danger, we can just like we push card as long as we can. If we just feel like we can't anymore, just back out and soft reset. Right, we're good. Just back out over here, soft reset. Uh, let your Tracer and Sombra do thing. Like this is a really good staging spot for like Tracer can easily come up here and do things. Sombra can go wherever she wants. Right. So like it's again a dive is possible. Right. So let's see if we actually get a spot to where we get a fight going. Alright, so we're dying, right? We don't want to do that. Like they're giving us cart push, but it's not enough to warrant like taking deaths for, right? So we should be just leaving here. Like you see, like we're just staggering deaths here. We're not really gonna win this fight. This isn't really a fight we're gonna win. How do you spec this space? How do you expect this place? All right. So good. Tracer's waiting. Great. Sombra is around. So like we're starting to look good. This is again we're starting this around. Let's yeah. Alright. So Sombra should be scouting this information. Tracer, you're just hanging out. That's all you're doing. Just hang out. Like wait for the team. So you're in a great spot. Sombra scouting. All right, cool. So it's oh no. Okay, no, that's fine. Like so again, we don't win this fight unless barring they do something stupid. So again, farm all charge mode to Sombra, and then you can now decloak and maybe do something. Tracer, if you feel like you want to poke for that last 20, you can, but you know I probably wouldn't recommend it just because you know you have a nice spot, so it's okay for you to just keep it until next fight. So like Tracer, you have to really be aware of the risk when you're getting your all charge rotations. Can't die, Phantom. Can't die.
60 seconds remaining.
I know you get an all charge, so like that was fine, but just yeah, really get better at like try working on just what will allow you to stay at, like if you're gonna decloak the threats, right? And making sure that the risk that you're taking is worth it. So yeah, see Tracer, you poked, so like that's you did something, you got 7-0 charge out of it, right? But now, like look at again, same for you, right? The risk that you took. Now they know you're here. They know you're here. Ideally, like they didn't, like if anything, they know you're this direction. Like they may not know you're on the Mega, but they know you're this direction. Hanzo might be starting. He might Sonic you once, right? And then your position is exposed. And so like it's just that remember the element of surprise for Tracer is huge. So it may or may not be worth it to poke sometimes. So you just have to judge that as the situation accounts for it. Okay, setting back up. Good, looking good. Yep. All right. All right. So we decided to engage with bomb. That's fine. Like bomb, like as the higher you climb, bomb is not going to get kills. You're using it to shift the dynamics of the space that the enemy team has and that you want. So one second. Okay. Cool. Like um so when you do bomb, like with the thought of we're using it to shift space, right? We have to do something with the space that is created. So like ideally, if you're bombing, you also want your Tracer and Sombra engaging. Like, cause let's watch this bomb and the reaction it gets out of them. And imagine if Tracer and Sombra were stalking someone. Like so, if your Tracer and Sombra were ready, look at this Zen, right? Look at this Zen. He's distracted by the bomb. He gets destroyed by your Sombra and Tracer, right? Right. So we want to be using that as as still a dive engage. Right. So we could have assassinated that Zen, right? If our Tracer and Sombra were ready, or even just our Sombra, right? Just make sure, like, just get out the habit of bomb is actually going to get a kill because it's not, right? If they're all tracking, they're going to be holding a corner, and then that's not going to get a kill. You want bomb to be used just like you're engaging with Diva. Like you're engaging with Diva to create a distraction as well, and just create another point of threat. Same thing with bomb. Use it to create another point of threats, and use that and that Sombra and Tracer use that as time to find a kill on someone. All right, so now we're back in mech, right? We should still we play slow. We're still thinking we got a soft dive, right? If you let these guys keep this, they're a poke comp on high ground. If you let them get high ground, you do not win. Nox is doing a nice back cap, sure, but like ideally, right? You're still like they're on high ground. You're not going to win this fight. You may get some card progress, but you're still not going to win this fight, right? We got to win the fight. Right, so like Nox is in a sense ready. Right, he could go on the Zen and kill the Zen with Tracer and with Sombra, and then like D.Va, you should also be like you're not here. You don't need to be here on card guarding Laverne, right? We need you in the soft dive, right? So go. If a target is Zen, you need to see how can you help secure this kill on the Zen. You go and distract the Sigma and Hanzo, right? To like be looking there, but your Reinhardt does not need you. Or go and distract this Widow, right? You should be on targets and soft diving when people say they're doing something, right? So there's no calm structure. It's just opportunities. Hey, Nox, can you come with me on the Zen? It would say Sombra, top, right above you. Yeah, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and then like you go find something to do, D.Va. Like you go help with that, or you go deal with something that could impede their killing the Zen. Like go deal with the Widow or go mess with the Sigma and Hanzo, right? And then and all this, that's every dives in, you're looking who can I discord, right? So like, can you discord the Zen? Probably not. But can you discord the Widow for Colo to get onto? Absolutely. So you discord the Widow and maybe Colo kills the Widow, right? So we assassinated 2 targets in 1 dive, right? Those are the things that we have to be looking for when we're committing dives. So like we choose to go help with to go dive the Orisa BAP, which is an impossible line to kill with this D.Va or to even mess with. They don't care, right? They have drone, they have both poke. They're gonna mess with you, right? Just ignore them. Like these 2 aren't the concern. Everyone else is the concern. Help your dive DPS do their job. Like everybody. Like that's the thing. Zen, Tracer, Sombra, D.Va. Like you guys are the ones who have to go assassinate and set up the dives, right? And this whole time, like, so now we've talked a lot about actual dives. But now what happens? Like, we talked a bit about what happens after a soft dive. Kind of like, I don't want to say fails because as long as no one died, like, and you got all charge out of it, it's not really a failure. What's the point of retreat? So like, we haven't talked much about support positioning. We did a little bit, but there's like again, especially in double sniper, um, they have to hold a sight line that is not visible by both snipers. So that means you have to hold a sight line that's not visible by both snipers, and that the dive team can retreat to if they want Ana heals. Basically, this is going to be your D.Va. So either your D.Va boosts back to your Ana and get the heals, or she drops in a spot. That's not always going to be, that's not always going to be true to be able to just drop in a spot. But here, so it's a tough thing to visualize, but that's a skill that especially you, D.Va, and Ana are going to need to communicate a bit better. When you soft dive, drop to this location so I can heal you. Because until then, your supports are tied, right? Like your Ana can't heal around this corner.
10 seconds remaining.
And so this is kind of chaos. Alright. So we swap Sombra to Hanzo. That's fine. So let's quickly break down this comp. Don't want to go on too much longer. So like now we had no direct counter to a sniper, right? No direct responsibility. But now that we have one sniper, so who does that sniper get? Doesn't necessarily mean the enemy doppelganger, right? Doesn't have to be Hanzo and Hanzo. It's whoever the diva can't get to is what should be like whoever we can't take care of is what we should be thinking. Who can we not deal with or use? Who can we not deal with a hero that's not the sniper? So that could be either the Hanzo or the Widow. Um, if they're holding both sidelines, it just doesn't matter. Like, well, it does. You have to you like what you should be able to do if they're holding both sidelines is to be able to use some sort of map geometry or like your Rhine shield or something like that that allows you to LOS one sniper and duel the other one a bit. Because like in this sense, there's nothing Diva can do. There's nothing Diva can do. There's nothing Tracer can do. Hanzo's just here. They're holding the same sight line. So like ideally, you're either just dueling the Widow or dueling the Hanzo or just not taking the duel at all. Um,
Winzo.
Winzo,
New hero incoming.
please no. Oh, well, it better be a support.
Single headshots tanks.
If
But
it's support,
only
I'm all
tanks.
for it. Okay. So this is going to feel awful. Um, but this is a case for supports. You got to hug your Ryan. Um, because otherwise, right, once your Ryan makes that gap, then you're stuck here until the snipers are dead or your team pushes you back. Or the team pushes them back, and that's probably not going to happen if you two aren't in an advantageous position to enable them to do their job, kind of deal. So like this would be a call to 3, 2, 1, go. Stack behind Orion as you guys rotate to where you want to be, which here would easily be over here. This is a great spot for Ana. She can see basically the rest of the map and be completely safe from snipers. She's in front of the shield, but that's fine. Like we take what we can get. We could talk about do we want to probably like swap someone else because maybe Ana becomes less efficient in this case because we are facing a shield, meaning 0 antis. Uh we will only get friendly nades and maybe that because guess what, Sigma will probably block you off. So this is another situation where Zen is probably the call here. Um, the Mercy's okay. Lucio would be good just to help your Ryan cross these gaps, to help your team cross these gaps quick. So Lucio would be an alright pick for that as well. And they have Sigma ult, so a nice defensive ult for that. For Sigma would be cool. Well, we have if we're swapping Zen, so like Lucio's in, maybe not. Um, like Mercy is probably an okay call just to give our Honto a pocket. Like it's not a bad call. Um, so you would swap. So you would be like Mercy, Lucio, Zen are probably the 3 strongest in this situation. Depending on what we want to do. Like I think like it's just Shield and Diva Matrix should be enough to get you guys across here and to set up your. In this case, if we swap Zenyatta over here. Um, so like Mercy Zen is probably the best backline for this situation that you will get more utility out of. Bap wouldn't be a terrible pick as well. He's kind of like we talked about in the beginning, just the middle of the road. He wouldn't be a terrible option. He's not the worst option by far. So he's probably like he's worthy of honorable mention in this situation. But we have to rotate our supports. Ana is now stuck. On is now stuck, and Toggle should die, right? That's the death GA. You don't do that GA. That's a double sniper. You should die. EQO, Carpe, Bird Ring, they hit those shots.
Nox.
Nox. And then we saw, that's it. Yeah, okay. Yep. That's right. That's why we don't do it. They hit those shots. Apparently, Beta V1 also hits those shots. So yeah, like we have to rotate our supports. Like now, your Ana is stuck here for the duration of point 3, right? Because she can't pick that Widow. Han loses the timer duel happens. So like, what do we do? Like, if we're gonna run Tracer, what are we doing with Tracer? Like again, we have to figure out how do we handle. We should have all of their threats accounted for in some way, whether it's map geometry, whether it's play style, or hero or playstyle and hero picks kind of deal, right? Playstyle as in like pathing, like we could path in a way that maybe knocks out the Widow completely on a map kind of deal. That's what I mean by like playstyle and pathing, but and then heroes, right? So what do we do? What are we doing with Tracer? Um, Tracer can cross these gaps decently fine, right? But she's not going to be effective at all until she gets to where she is now or goes all the way back here. Um, so like Tracer is not the greatest here. But if we wanted to run the Tracer, this you have to set her up right. Again, you can't just leave Tracer. You can't just leave a hero in your roster and just not set her up. You guys have to enable the win condition if you're going to play Tracer, which means get her inside safely and being able to deal with one of these threats. If you're going to play Tracer, so like we have to have all 6 players accounted for and responsibilities accounted for. Other than that, you're playing 5.5v6, and that's just asking for trouble. Um, so like once Tracer's inside, like does she have to go for the Widow? No, because what did we just say? We can nullify Widow a bit by pathing, and like if we rotate her on over here, then Widow is to your honor, she's not a threat anymore. Then there's the rest of your team. Like Widow doesn't have the greatest of sight lines, and also if Han like again, they can only hold one angle by nature of point 3. So like your Hanzo can now duel the Widow while LOSing the other Hanzo. Like he can take this angle and duel just the Widow, and the other Hanzo can't duel him, right? So like that's a way where just padding allows us to eliminate Widow, and so like we can free up a sniper spot if we want to, or we can free up a thought process of we don't have to deal with the Widow like directly. Like we don't need to have someone on her. Um, so that's another way. And then so like we still have Diva. So like Diva can also go on the Widow as well, but again, you want it to not be super risky for the Diva to have to do so. Um, when you're wanting a Diva to get onto a sniper, you have to make sure she's within boost range. So like again, so if we could use Diva to take care of the Widow, that's a choice. And like you could have Diva booster from here and do it, maybe, but like that's a long booster, right? Anything could happen there. Sigma Rock or it's a halt, and she dies. So ideally, you want her as safe as possible. So like we could again rotate here, and then we would take position here, right? And then now Diva can safely, like pretty easily boost her up to the Widow, right? This is a much safer boost up to the Widow. And now, boom, we have Widow threat taken care of. So now we don't need our Tracer or our Hanzo to duel the Widow necessarily. Like Hanzo can still duel the Widow and have with the help of Diva. But like now, again, like that's a responsibility freed up from our DPS. Maybe now the enemy, our Hanzo can duel their Hanzo somehow, and Tracer like it's freed up to go do something else that's not Widow, like deal with the backline, right? So again, empowering your comp, right, and having responsibilities and making sure that everyone is taken care of. That's the biggest thing, right? So last thing, what else could we have done? So because of the nature of Tracer, just hard to get in over here. We could have actually kept the Sombra and gone the other way and gotten Widow, and just had Widow v Widow and do the same thing. Like, Sombra can more easily contest Widow because she can, she gets set up in these spots, right, and just easily access, like much easier than Tracer, and go access the Widow, and then like Diva and Sombra could collapse on this Widow, right, and that would so like again helping our Widow on the Widow duel, or that would then free up the Widow to duel the Hanzo. What else could we have done because of point 3? That just the map geometry. Widow's only powerful really right here. We could have gone like heavy brawl and just ignored her a bit, and then just smashed into these guys. Or something else you could have gone. Uh, uh, yeah, really heavy brawl. We could have.
Could we have? Could we have swapped full dive?
Full dive. So let's see. So
okay. So if we keep Somber Tracer, could we have just gone like could this have been the point that we go monkey? Because this is not a bad dive area. There are places to go. There's ways to bother the snipers so that they're not getting value, and that allows the supports and the DPS to be freed up to move around.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because like the big issue is this gap. Because you're if you're gonna dive, you want to take up here. You want control of this right here, so you can soft dive and cause chaos while your Somber Tracer are doing things. Um, because like I'm only saying that because the tanks can't walk across here because they're just gonna get poked to death. Um, Now they could if Sombra and Tracer go first, or if just like Sombra goes first and takes the Widow's attention, then they can walk past here, and then they could like brawl a bit. But again, right, there is Orisa Sig, Monkey Diva aren't going to last too long against Orisa Sig in a brawl and a Hanzo. So like we really don't want them on cart. So like I think you have to have them go up here and then take soft dive because now we have both these sides. That the tanks could stage on. Like if they just wanted to hop from one side to the other, and again they're a ground comp, right? They can't really do too much about it. I don't think it's realistic for them to ever get over here. Um, it's certainly possible. I think it's much harder, but I think it's very doable. Because once you have here, you're in such a power position. Like you have all of point 3 as a staging area. So like it is really good. So it's just figuring out how to get here is the issue.
Right.
So I think like if you see something like this, like Widow's by herself, that's a Sombra. Go deal with her, and then we could sit here. Okay, Sombra, go deal with her. Okay, Sombra says she's on her. You walk in, jump in, and you take it. So like that's easy. Like that's a really easy thing to do. So I think dive could work. Yeah, I mean I think it absolutely could work. It just takes a bit more of thinking through. You do have to think through
Yeah.
it a bit. But I think it very could work. Now for supports, again, like you can't. I don't think you can run Ana and dive here. She just never makes it. She never makes it inside point 3, right? Like
Right.
your only retreat to get heals is right here, and that's not good. Easily halted off right here. Easily rocked, halt rocked, and all that. So I don't think you can run Ana. So I think you'd be forced to run Mercy's in.
Right.
I think you have to run Mercy's in. Which is not again it's not the greatest, right? Because we're running Tracer Sombra, so Mercy's only pocketing Monkey, but like she can heal literally everyone from that spot. Like it's not bad. It's that like you actually use Mercy for her heals there, and it's not bad. So like she is the healer in that comp, and she could very easily like heal Tracer up because she's pretty safe up there. Like I don't think it's terrible. It's just she would only be like I don't know. It's not like she's naturally like it doesn't fit naturally into her like the kits with the hero like her kit doesn't fit naturally with the heroes on the in the comp, but it fits naturally with the staging area and the play style though. So I think that would make
Right.
Mercy pretty strong. And then Zen would be here, and then he would just legit just be shield breaking the whole time and trying to find a Discord. Like he again Zen also wouldn't be able to get inside, but at least he can focus shield and threaten with the Discord. Once Widow's taken care of, like he can still he can still get a Discord. Actually, he's pretty safe. He could hold once this is fine. He could hold here or back here and still find a Discord because Orisa shield like she could if she wants to waste her shield on main on his engine, she can do that. Like that's fine. We take that trade. It's just Sigma shield then at that point, and Tracer and Tom are going to have a field day. So I think I mean I think it could work actually. I do think that's a valid thing that could work. So cool. Yeah, you got any questions or comments, Rav?
Um. Nope. I don't think so.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just end the recording there. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.